Oh yeah.
Really sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just put the tick down today, so it hasn't had a chance to. Everybody ready?
Yep. Really well done. For structure and balance, so I noticed in a couple, it mainly came off during your turns, that sometimes you weren't fully ready for the strike to come through.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, but still, I think it was above average. I gave you an 8.8 for that.
I gave you a 9.0. I thought it was really good, just a little bit. One thing I noticed too, when on the end when you're coming back, you were going toward your. This might be a flexibility issue, but you weren't going straight back. You're going to the right just a little. You did it all times, so like it's fine because you did the same. But I don't know because you're just a little bit going here. There might be balance, it might be flexibility, but I didn't really ding it for it.
Cool. I gave you an 8.8. I would have gave you a higher score if the windups weren't so telegraphed. Let's see. your horse was consistent. So that's
Can
why,
you give me an example?
Like,
your mind?
like for example, like let's say, oh, like for this, right? You went boom, 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 boom. Like, I noticed you were getting ready to do the wind up, you know what I mean? And then, boom, and then you wind it up when it's supposed to be more isolated, and then, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was like very small, so that's why I didn't really deduct it too much. I mean, because everything else was consistent. Because in this form, like I'm judging it based on like overall, because like it's not an easy form. You know what I mean? Both thinking about applications and doing it. So, but everything was consistently like clean and crisp. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I gave you like 8.8, 8.7. Yeah.
I gave you an 8.9. The only comment I had is it looked like at one point that the legs didn't match the upper body, which is your small circle steps. Your small circle steps were exactly that small.
That's when the sweep.
Yeah, but the rest of it just didn't seem to match. Your upper body very strong, very precise, but when I looked at your circle stepping, it just looked not as crisp as your upper body. So that's the only thing. And if that's the way you guys were taught how to do it, it was fine then. But I just noticed that your circle step was very small in comparison to the upper body, which was very pronounced with your moves.
But it's the first bit when I got stuck. It kind of disrupted my flow because I was like, okay, what am I going to do the second and third?
Well, then at least I picked up something correctly then. But otherwise than that was the only comment I had. And once again, it was an 8.9.
Yeah, that tape, yeah, was an issue. But like you should prepare just in case, because doing it on carpet is not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What that actually shows is that you actually have a little bit too much weight on that front foot, because once it gets caught, if you have weight on it,
Yeah.
That's correct.
but if you're sitting back and it gets caught, you're like, all right, no problem. And so that's kind of what we do, because it happens on carpet as well. You have the weight distribution incorrectly, as soon as the front foot gets caught, it's going to stop your entire body.
Yeah.
So yeah, sit back a little bit more.
It's even worse than go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
So so you good?
Yeah, good.
Okay. So for 7-line and angle, same sort of thing, because I saw a little bit of the knot settling. It actually came through mostly during your turns, is that you actually favor one side. So like in your elbow strikes, your horse was farther along than your elbow, and you kind of got out of sync. So I gave you an 8.8 for that.
I think I rushed it too much.
That's exactly what
I didn't
happened.
have time to finish.
That's exactly what happened. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I gave you 8.9. It was a little bit rushed, but it was still really damn good.
Yeah, I gave 8.7, 8.8. Like it was just the consistency of it. Like when you went to the side to do the vault, right? But I noticed it was out a little bit, so I was like, okay, once down.
So you mean,
Yeah, that part. Yeah. That
so
part.
there's two parts.
It was a little bit out. Yeah. Maybe because you were kind of compensate for turning on the wood, the floor. So maybe you were like, you know what I mean? Like it just went with you. You know what I'm saying? I have a question. Is there a time limit to do these forms?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay, so
That's why I cut a lot.
Didn't even think about that actually.
honestly, I'd rather have you like do it clean than to rush.
That's a good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Even if
agree
you went over
with that.
time, and let's say, oh, you didn't finish, so I don't count those anymore. Like your clean moves in the beginning will what's it called? Will compensate for what you missed. You mean, so that's my
We have to see what the point deduction is, but that's,
Yeah.
you'd probably be better off taking,
So
I think in the grand scheme of points, it might be better to take this, and it's probably gonna be a smaller deduction if she would just finish than if she rushed and then she's getting dinged all along
No,
the
yeah,
way.
because rushing
Yeah.
ruins your flow, ruins your transition, ruins a bunch of different things, your breath, a lot of different things. At least if you take your time, do it the way you're comfortable with it, even if you don't finish it within time, the rest of the set's gonna look well put together.
Yeah, because if you know, let's just say that you were completely relaxed and settled, you weren't worried about time, and then you hit everything, 999999999, but you went 10 seconds over, and I give you a tenth of a deduction. You know what I mean? It's
I
less.
wasn't, but when I was rushing this time, I think it's more about me being nervous,
Okay.
being judged than,
Yeah.
because I wasn't thinking about the time, but I did cut like some moves to begin with because I know that I wouldn't be able to finish.
Yeah.